Uh, I have always had an intense dislike for discrimination of all sorts for as long as I can remember. And I think it perhaps goes back to my early years. When I was growing up in Kenya, there was a lot of racial segregation there. There were separate facilities for different races, Europeans, Asians and Africans, whether it came to schools or hospitals or clubs or residential areas or even restaurants. People were segregated. So then I traveled around the world, I studied abroad, and so my dislike of discrimination became even stronger. And then in my own work, I have come across discriminatory situations in many places, and there are at least 3 types that I react very strongly to and that I have come across in my work. First, there is, in many African countries, there is the question of tribal tensions or ethnic discrimination. In some countries, when you have a party or a government in power which is dominated by one community, one ethnic group, it tends to favor that group in terms of resources, top jobs, and appointments and various other ways, and whereas some of the other groups feel discriminated against and neglected. Secondly, in South Asian countries, where I have also worked, there is the problem of the caste. Some of the lower caste people always get discriminated against when it comes to school, when it comes to residential areas and other ways. And lastly, the immigrants. That's all over the world, not just in rich countries, but even in poor countries. The immigrants are always discriminated against, and I think this is most unfortunate. I have always believed in the equality of all individuals. So whenever there is any kind of discrimination against anybody on any ground, I become extremely upset and annoyed.